Welcome to our very first episode of Flow into Life. I'm your host, Nancy Rivera, and I am so excited to be able to start today and for you guys to join me. This is a new adventure for me. So I do really hope that you like this podcast. It's been created from my heart. And yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I am, what I do. But I want this first episode to be more like a open conversation, putting myself out there so you understand why I started everything. So this podcast was created. um it's a space of a mindful or a meaningful, maybe meaningful, not mindful, meaningful conversation about life, growth, healing, learning, and other things that we go through. And honestly, I thought that the best way to actually start this episode was sharing what I'm going through right now. And it's why am I starting over again and why this is not a bad thing. And I want to pause right there and read it again and let you know again what is this podcast today? I mean, this episode today. And it's why am I starting over again and why this is not a bad thing. So, first of all, like I said, my name is Nancy Rivera, and I do not want to sell anything here, but I want you to know where it's my background so you know exactly where I'm coming from, and then we'll dive into what is going to be today's episode. So, many of you maybe already know me because, first of all, hablo español. So I'm Puerto Rican, and back in Puerto Rico before I moved to Florida, I was doing a lot of things. And one of my, well, actually, I started in the radio and I started back in 2014. It all started with a interview that I have in New Jersey for my nonprofit Family Secret Helper, which my daughter is now the president of that nonprofit over in Puerto Rico, still helping her, still the vice president. But I don't want to like tell you my whole story. So let's cut into what it's supposed to be. First of all, I started in the radio. It was an interview about a project that I had in that time, and I was helping. I think it was about the army. I was doing an activity, and the point is that through another friend, I got an interview in New Jersey in a Hispanic station, and it was boom, that interview, to the point that the next following week, Francisco, who was my producer in that moment, he gave me the opportunity to, well, he called me and he said, "Hey, would you like a program, a space here?" And I was like, I don't know anything about this. I know how to talk, but I don't know anything about the radio." And he said, "Well, I can help you. Let's do just one to see how it goes, and from there we can decide." And that was it. And I'm super happy, super grateful. It was in Spanish. It was in New Jersey. It was heard in the local area, but also by internet. So I was able to connect with a lot of country and people. So Lazos Latino, how it was called, it went from 2014 all the way to 2020. Okay. I would not like to share the reason why it ended. And yes, a little bit with the whole pandemic and everything, but it was my school for being able to be exposed to maybe being online or in camera and everything else. So after that, I decided to do my own podcast, and it was called Empútate con Nancy Rivera, which came also to be the title for my second book, which is Empútate. My first one is called Compartiendo Vivencia, where I talk a little bit about my life, and then also how to like start your journey in healing and everything. And it's I wrote my first book because my the people that were hearing me in the radio, they were like, can you please share this information in a book so that we can have it. I was not thinking in the moment to be an author. And yes, and before that I did write two books for science, one for kindergarten, one for first grade, with a very important Hispanic editorial, and it was very nice. And that first book, Compartiendo Vivencia, turned to be my first self-published book. And from there, I have been publishing books and notebooks and journals, but also I've been helping people that are looking to write their book, or they already have their book, or they have an idea, they don't know how to go through that process of publishing. So that's part of what I do. So back in what, like I said, back when I was in Puerto Rico, I had Imputate. I was doing a lot of things. And then for the pandemic, things got a little bit down. But for me, I got it online and I started to do Instagram Live, and I got to connect with a lot of women around the world, women that I admire, and I just wish you the best. I still talk to some of them, and they're doing amazing things with their business or their charities or their nonprofit. Amazing things. So from there came other things that I did. I did events for women to be exposed to their business. I did a magazine. I got a call from a channel in Georgia, and they gave me a contract for 6 weeks so that I can have my own TV show. It was a talk show, and this talk show, I had as guests women from around the world, and we were talking about business specific topics, and it was amazing. Um, then I opened my office. I was still teaching. I had a crazy life, but I got married, and I don't want to put it like it was a bad thing, but after I got into my relationship, and everything started like to slow down a little bit because I moved from Puerto Rico to Florida. So that's why I feel like this is a new start for me. Yes, when I came here, I tried to start doing things, but to be very honest, I was not in Puerto Rico. I didn't have the connections. I didn't even know where to start. And I was like looking for that moment, that to just, I had too many things in Puerto Rico. I didn't have time for myself. I was running a lot of things, which I'm super grateful. The exposure, the ways that I was able to connect with people, the things that I was able to do to help families, to help communities. I did love that. I miss it sometimes, yes, but it was insane the amount of things that I had to do. So when I moved to Florida, I decided to slow down and went back to school and went back to the teaching part. And yes, I do love it, but it's very different from Puerto Rico. So it was like it was a shock to see the difference. And even though I do love to teach and I love doing that, I feel like I need to start over, and that's what I'm doing right now. This is my office. I started now in my own office. I am giving out services. And yeah, if you want to learn more, I'm not going to like be selling here in the podcast, but if you want to learn more, you can go into nancyrivera.com or ribawellnessandlearning.com, or you can click in the link for in the description of this episode, and you can learn more about what I do. But the point is that starting over, for many people, it's like, oh no, I can't. And we can talk about people that feel like they are failed, like they are losing, they are going backwards, they are wasting their time. And yes, I've been there. I have felt that. But who told us that changing direction, it was a fail? Not for me. Yes, I do understand that we have had those conversations in our mind or even with another person that we feel like we have lost. But no, inside everything, there is a growth. And I tried to always find a positive thing inside a negative situation or a change situation or something that is not like I used to have. So we can talk about career changing, relationships, business change, dream change. We all change, and that's part of it. So that's why I wanted to like share with you a little bit about where where I was, what happened when I came in here, and now where I'm moving forward, right? So, moving from Puerto Rico to Florida, it was a challenge. I'm very Puerto Rican. I love my Puerto Rico. By the way, I was born in North Carolina, but my family and I grew up in Puerto Rico. And I left behind so many things. Family, friends, do I connect with them every single day? With most of them, yes. It was changing job. It was closing my office, what I had sacrificed so much, and even like all the things that I accomplished. It was like putting them behind. But I knew that I needed the change. I knew that my son needed the change, and that's why I did it. And I started here, and once I got here, I had like the same mindset. I need to start doing things. I can't be at home every single day. And then I paused. I just got into the rhythm of going to work and doing what I was doing, like mom, like wife, and but that part was missing. You understand? Like that part of what I was used to do, it was missing, and that's why I started again. I decided to start over again. I mean, I have my relationship, I have my responsibility, but if I did it in Puerto Rico, my kids are bigger now. I can still do it and be able to do what I love to do. So I started a business, Riva Wellness and Learning, where I can impact education and at the same time the wellness part. I am my studies are in, or my bachelor degree, let's say it's in psychology. My master is in holistic psychology. I have certification. My husband said that if I put in the walls my certification, I will need to use the other office too. But yes, I have like yoga, and I do have Reiki. I'm certificated in a lot of things. Like I said, go to my page and you can see more. I write books, and I'm going to be like bringing over my books so that whenever someone comes into the office, they can see it. And now I'm launching a new podcast. Yes, I tried when I moved here to continue with Empútate. I wasn't able. I was not connected to it. I felt like it was a thing to do, a job to do, that I had to. And that's what I don't want in this space. I want to be real. I want to be very, very honest. I don't want to be a personification, or I don't want to be hiding behind who I'm not. I am going to be very open. That's what I said in the beginning, is that this is for adults, not for kids. So please, if you're a kid, not for you, because I'm going to be very open and I'm going to be talking about everything. So this is the way I see it. Flow into life will help me talk to you guys, because as you can see, I am a talker. I'm a Gemini, so I talk a lot. Number two is that I can talk about any kind of topic. Life is all about that. I mean, I can go all the way from education, all the way to sex, all the way to relationship, all the way to the holistic part, all the way to spirituality. I will be talking about everything. So that's why I say that I hope that when you are in this space, you find the answer to your question. You've learned something. You just grab something from here, because I'm going to put my whole heart in this podcast. Also, if you have questions, if you have a topic that you would like me to share here, please be that person that you can write me in social media, or you can use there's going to be a document in a link for a Google Doc that you can complete, and also be able to submit your questions, and I will be answering. Also, yes, I will not be talking all my time, all episode by myself. I will have guests. I will have the opportunity to chat with people and bring more expertise into the podcast. The point is that if you're in that point of life where you feel you need to start over, do it. Okay? it's better to try to just be sitting down and see, oh, let's see what happens. Okay. So I had to start from the part of moving from, and that's talking about my early starting point, moving from Puerto Rico to Florida. But before that, I had a lot of things. I'm going to be sharing some things here. But here's something that I want you to grab from this first episode is, first of all, the life you want to offer requires living the life that you have outgrown. Sometimes we have outgrown where we are right now, and then it means that we need to move forward. It requires us to move forward into that starting over or continuing into something bigger. Okay. Fear doesn't mean stop. Okay. Many people feel fear, have that fear about starting something, doing something, making a change. And the fear, yes, is something that every single person have, and it's a way to send you an alert. Maybe you're in danger, maybe something that you have to think a little bit more about, but it doesn't stop. So it doesn't mean that you are going to stop because you got fear. Guys, I had fear too. I was scared of moving over. I was scared because of my English, because hablo español, aunque nací en Estados Unidos. Me crié en Puerto Rico, so I have the accent, and I was like, how am I going to be teaching kids when my English is not perfect? Guess what? I don't care. It's there, and I can talk two different languages. So if I have a kid in my classroom that is actually bilingual and is struggling with English, I might help. So see how we can change our mindsets and maybe see the positive inside what is actually that fear that we have. Also, you don't need to have all the answer before taking the first step. Tell me, I mean, I can give you a lot of example. Not having the questions. Sometimes it's like the wild side of Gemini is out in my case, and it's like, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. And what happens if I fail? I don't care. I mean, I'll start all over again. So having that mindset of not having, I mean, people lose time looking for the perfect moment to start something, and guess what? Time doesn't stop. It will continue. So if you're looking for the perfect moment, that will some I assure you it will not appear. You will always identify something that you want to change, and it will not help you. So I think that the most important thing is that if you have the opportunity to start. In the process, you have questions, look for the answers, but you already started. Okay. And the most important one for me is that starting over doesn't erase your experience. You have the experience, you have the knowledge, you know what works, what doesn't work. So starting over, it doesn't mean that you're going to erase your experience. No, that experience, that's what you're going to bring. I mean, that is a way, it's something that you have learned, and the what to do and the what not to do. So that is powerful. Okay. So many people think that I'm back to square one. No, you're not in square one. You already have the experience, and that's a big difference. Okay. So again, this podcast is part of my new chapter. I want a space where I can share story, lesson, questions, conversation, ideas, and help people just navigate through life. Not because I have all the answer, but because I believe we're all learning as we go. So I hope that you did enjoy this first episode. Thank you for joining me. And if this conversation maybe you would like to share with someone else, please do. And please follow me so that my podcast can go to other people, reach more people. And I will see you next Wednesday here and Flow into Life.